gonna start at the front of the property at our driveway. And our property goes down that way quite a bit. And it goes all the way over to the corner, about where that truck just passed. We have a big circular drive that goes all the way around and back and up here, or all the way around this center part right there where you can see our cars. So this big area right in front of the house where we have Braden's batting cage and stuff that's still laying on the grass that we have to put back together. This area right here, I think I'm going to take my 12 raised garden beds and put them right here. And this is going to be the area that we grow the food that we want. The little garden where the kids can just run outside and grab stuff from. And there's plenty of space, more space than I actually need right here. And then we're going to also take this stock tank that we got from Cal Ranch, super cheap, back in Arizona, and brought with us, and turn the stock tank into a koi pond. It's a nice, really shaded spot. It gets some sun, but it's very shaded right here in this part of the garden. It'll be really beautiful to have a koi pond right here, and then have our raised garden beds be right in front of our house and easily accessible. So here's the rest of the circular drive. And I can't wait to get patio furniture to set up on this side of the house and be able to come out here and sit and drink my coffee in the mornings. So I like to come out here and walk along this part of the drive. It's just peaceful back here. And of course, when you get into the forest part of our property, it lines all the way along and then wraps all the way around the back side of our house. And Michaela and I actually went exploring back there yesterday, so I'll put some of that footage in here for you guys to see kind of what the back part of the woods look like. It's really dense right now. I mean, it's so overgrown. There's a ton of poison ivy, ton of like ginormous spiders. So it was quite the adventure. But this area, once we get some goats and some pigs back here, and we will utilize them to clean up the land for us, they'll really be able to clear out a lot of this ground cover for us. So that way we can come in with the tractors and we can come in and cut down the trees that we don't want to keep. And we can use a tractor and we can pull those all out of here. And then that will create a lot more openings for the sun to come down and shine through. And then because the animals will also be pooping everywhere while they're over here clearing it out for us, it will provide fertilizer, so that way it can start to grow grass in this area, which will provide more food for our animals. We're going to actually be putting all of our animals in their pens, their different pens and structures, within the forest part of our property. And so there's a lot of really cleared out great areas for them already, but once we get in here and just make more room, clear it out a little bit more, it's gonna be pretty epic. This is so cool. The animals are gonna love it out here. There's so many nooks and crannies along all of these trees growing that once I clear out some of these spaces, I can grow mushrooms. But one of the things that I really want to do is create a walking trail where when people come over or they come to pick up some produce, they can walk along this trail, and it's going to be lined with food, with edible stuff that they can pick along the way and eat, which means that we have to clear out so much of this stuff that's all inedible. A lot of it is actually poisonous. Replace it with a food forest that is edible. And then the goal, long-term goal, is that this trail right here, people can walk through, and it's just gonna be beautiful and shaded and pretty and edible. So So it's gonna be a big, huge goal, but we'll get there. Okay, let's keep going. I'm walking back up towards the house right now. So there's the side of the house where our outdoor patio is, the side patio. Here's Pember in his temporary, very temporary enclosure right now. We kind of strung this together just to give him a little more space until we can get something permanent built for him out in the woods. And there's LOL and Doodle living their best life. Hi, Pember. Hi, sweetheart. The trail continues along here. And hopefully I don't run into any spider webs as I show you this. So here's the back side of the garage. It's a 2-car garage, and then this side right here is a workshop. And I'll show you something cool about the outside of the garage in a minute, but it wraps around, this trail wraps around the back side of the garage. So then over here on this side of the house, it's a big open area. It has a basketball hoop that's in the ground. So Braden, of course, says, can we put a cement pad in there so we can play basketball? So I'm not really sure what we're gonna do with this side of the front yard yet. I thought that this would be a really great place to maybe grow flowers and pick the flowers, put bouquets together, sell them. We'll see. The possibilities are truly endless on this property. This right here looks like they used it as a big burn pile, and I think I know why. Brett and I learned this week that part of living in a really small town, actually we don't even live in town, we're just outside of our town, and so we're in the county outside of town limits, and we don't have trash services. So we discovered that we actually have to drive our trash over to a designated dumpster, put it in there. If it's more than that, we actually have to drive our trash to the landfill. And they gave us, when we registered our vehicles, because we're not within town limits or city limits, they gave us a sticker to put on our vehicles that allow us to go and take our trash to the dumpster. So that is gonna be a perfect job for Braden. So I believe this is probably where they burned a lot of trash here, the stuff that could be burned. So not sure what we're gonna do with it. We talked about actually like maybe building a big circular seating around it and like a big bonfire area. So I think that would be actually really cool, especially when the weather cools down. We love to be outdoors. We love to have bonfires, roast marshmallows, all that. And this would probably be a really good spot. So one of the areas that I love the most, so do the kids, is just how big and open this grass yard is, the front yard. About half of our acreage is wooded in the forest, and then the other half is what I'm showing you guys like right now up here. So this is actually where our market garden is going to go. So by market garden, what that means for us is that we are going to have 2 high tunnels that we're able to grow in to extend our growing season. And our market garden is going to consist of the crops that we want to grow to sell. We'll be selling at farmers markets. We've also considered doing like a CSA, community supported agriculture program. We wanted to originally use the well pump house and turn that into a farm stand where people can just pull right into our driveway. Every morning we'll just load it up with farm fresh eggs, fresh produce, things like that. People can come pick it up on our system, leave their money in there. But we actually had Brent's cousin Ian come out over the weekend. He lives up in North Carolina, and so a few hours away. So he came out and he basically did like a farm consultation for us. He walked the property with us and he identified areas that we can use to grow. Like we can put our high tunnels here, we can put this there, and so he is going to be instrumental in helping us get this thing started. He has so much more experience and knowledge than I do, than than Brent and I do, and so he's going to be key to getting our market garden like really kicked off. And so we're really excited to bring you guys along as we go through that process. But I just love this area. It's so much space to set up our market garden. So I'm walking to the edge of our property where the two roads fork. So you saw us drive in from that side of the property. This is what the other side looks like. So this side of the property has a little drive. So this little drive, it could go through that trail that I walked you through, but we actually don't want to use that as a driving trail because that's going to be our food forest walking trail. But this little area back here, once we trim down some of these, Braden is going to use for his batting cage and a little designated area for him and his baseball buddies. So we chose this area for Braden and his batting cage because right here his friends can just drive up. In South Carolina, you can get your permit at 15 and your driver's license at 15 and a half, which obviously Braden was really stoked about because he's a July baby. He's always been one of the youngest in his class, so he's really excited that he'll be able to drive since all of his friends are already driving. So they'll have that drive to pull up and then just park their cars right along here. And then we've identified some more level area up here where right along here where we can set up his batting cage and have him bat that way towards the house instead of behind us towards the road. Right here is going to go his batting cage, and then over here we're going to set up some tables, benches, so they can really just kind of hang out back here and have their own little area. And then when he's batting, it's away from the house, so I don't have to hear it. And this walks through to where our market garden is going, where that big open grass area was. And this isn't even the edge of our property. Let me take you over to the edge of our property real fast. Look at all that we're gonna have to drag out of here. We do have fireplaces in the house though, so we'll use the wood. So here's the property line. It goes way the heck back there. All the way back to the corner, and then it wraps all the way around the side of the house. I would love to just line this whole edging along the road with sunflowers and lots of other bright colored flowers. And then in addition to the market garden, we have just all these open spaces that we can plant whatever we want over here. Like instead of the flower garden going up by where that basketball hoop was, I could potentially do a flower garden right out here. And that's part of the trail that I want people to be able to walk along. So I've got this huge open grass space as well to figure out what to do with. It's not a bad problem to have. Okay, I'm gonna walk you guys back to, you saw the one side of the property where the property line goes, where it ends. Now I'm gonna go show you the other side. So I just took you guys that way along the property. There's the pond and the swamp bridge and the town that way. So now I'm gonna take you along this side, which we have this field next to us. The sun sets over it and it's gorgeous. So there's something really cool on this side of the property. I'm not gonna spoil the secret yet. I can't wait to show you guys, but I'm also really scared to show you guys what is back here. It was something that we totally were not expecting at all, and we're still kind of, what the heck do we do? So I'll show you guys that soon in the next video. This is where our property continues to go, and we just keep on going down this road. All of this is ours, but we can't even access it yet because it's just so dense. So if you've heard Brent and I say that we have our work cut out for us, not even talking about the house and like the updating that we want to do in the house and just some repairs that really do need to be made. This is also what we're talking about. I mean, it is so dense. It is going to take a lot of work from some animals. Let them do the hard work first and then bring the tractors in and take down what we want. But this is what we mean by we have our work cut out with us, because we're on 8.5 acres and half of it is forest. After trying to homestead on 1 acre, and like Brent said in one of our other videos, we just outgrew that property. We were on 1 acre, but I kept adding more and more animals, and I mean, you can't fault me for that. They were all awesome, they all served a purpose, but we just kept adding animals. We had a front yard garden, but we just wanted to be able to do things on a larger scale. So finding this property, just as beautiful as it is, I don't know if we lucked out. God's just so good, guys. Like, God is so good. So here's that little drive that's on this part of the property. And Brent came back here and kind of mowed down a little bit so we could walk through here. Watch out, Charlie. Keep going, honey, keep going. I can't get through that side yet. And I also can't tell you what's behind these trees yet. Oh, got a karate chop a spider web. I don't know. You watch and you tell me if you can see anything back here. Maybe you'll catch on to what crazy thing we found on our property. So our house and garage are back here. So here's another really awesome trail. I did see some blackberries, wild blackberries growing when we were out here a few months ago looking at the property for the first time, but I wasn't able to get back here at all because it was just so overgrown. So Brent brought the riding mower, carved this little trail back here. Michaela and I went and did some exploring yesterday. All right, let's take you back to my house. Here is our back porch, big screened in patio. So we're really excited about that. And then the girls put their turtle out here right now. He's in there somewhere hiding. But those stairs, it looks really creepy, but those stairs go down to the basement and a door right there. That's going to be Brent's workshop for all of his tools and all the projects that he's going to have coming up. And then this is a cool area. It's obviously overgrown. It has to be cut down, but underneath all of it is brick. And it goes up this wood burning stove out here. Oven stove, I don't know what you call it, but this wood burning area. So once we get this all cleared out on those bricks, we're gonna put our barbecue grill, our Blackstone flat top, put all that over here, and then, you know, just make it a big cookout area. All right, guys, it's hot out. It's humid. My hair was curly this morning and now it's just kind of straightening out. So I'm gonna get back inside, make some iced tea, finish unpacking my kitchen, and I'll try to show you guys some more. But I hope you guys got a good little glimpse into why we fell in love with this property. We kind of clued you in on just some of our plans for it, and we're just in love with it out here. Like, couldn't be more happier. We have a lot of work to do, and it can feel overwhelming at times. So we'd appreciate the prayer, you know, just to help us stay grounded in the fact that, like, God's got this, He's in control. We just have to focus on one thing at a time. Once we do get our house unpacked and everything kind of set up in there, then Brent and I can really just look at Pimber. Hi, Pim. Hi, baby. Then Brent and I can just go through and make a list of the things that we need to do and want to do, and start prioritizing that list to start kind of just marking, you know, checks off of there, marking boxes off. So we'll get there. It's gonna be a long road. Thanks for coming along this journey with us. So talk to you guys soon.